Magnus Carlsen's diet is Super Grand Masters. Today we have a very special one. Magnus Carlsen versus Wesley So was played very recently. It was played in the Aimchess Rapid, and this game is absolutely nuts, and it has a very unique ending, especially for a game of Grandmaster standards. You'll see what I mean. So Wesley So opens up with the move c4. We see knight f6, knight c3, and e5. That's not e5. This is known as the reverse Sicilian almost, because you know it's a reverse Sicilian defense here. Just black has kind of the white pieces in the Sicilian. It's just reverse colors. So the game continues pretty normally. Knight f3, we see knight c6, and we see g3 now. And after g3, Magnus Carlsen decides to strike in the center with the move d5, and after takes and bishop g2, we actually have a reverse Sicilian dragon. Now, I used to play the dragon a lot, and I do want to say it's hard being a 2800 Grandmaster. You know, it's probably a lot of stress. You know, my sleep suffers a bit. I've got to go to bed a bit earlier. So not all glitz and glamour. And now Magnus Carlsen plays the move knight f6. Now, the reason for that is because he probably doesn't want to let his opponent take on d5. And then if he's queen's here, then this knight can always move and it opens up this diagonal. So basically, he just didn't want to get his queen on the same diagonal as this light squared bishop. So he's just retreating it fairly early on to the game. And the game is going to heat up pretty soon. So after knight f6, we see the move castles kingside by Wesley So, getting his king to safety, as king safety is the number one principle with chess. If you lose your king, you simply just lose the game. And here Magnus plays the move h6. It's a fairly prophylactic move with h6, yeah, just stopping anything from coming to the g5 square. We see the move a3, so Wesley So kind of going for the same idea. Bishop d6 anyway, and now b4. Now, Magnus isn't going to go g5 here and copy Wesley So, because that would weaken his king side, because, you know, it's not really affecting him here because his king's not here. So this is kind of known as queenside expansion. So after b4 anyway, we see the move castles kingside by Magnus Carlsen. Notice how he's done it before move 10. I'm a big adherent to the principle of castling before move 10. Very, very useful, and you're going to get yourself out of a lot of trouble in chess. We see the move d3 opening up this diagonal, and now the move rook e8. We see some fairly standard moves, bishop b2, a6, we see rook c8, and now bishop e6. Now, the nice thing about bishop e6 is that as Magnus Carlsen has kind of laid the groundworks around his king, this knight cannot come here. So he's got a pretty good position. He's developed almost all of his pieces. He just needs to connect his rooks. And the game is going to get very interesting real soon. So after bishop e6, we see the move knight a4. Now everything's kind of opening up here, as you see. You know, it's a very interesting game. So we see queen d7, and now Wesley So continues with his plan of knight c5, and now the light squared bishop and the queen are both under attack. And also this pawn, so you're pretty much forced to really just take here. We see rook takes, and now this rook is into the game. We've got a couple of attackers on this pawn. Now, Magnus Carlsen makes the interesting decision of going bishop h3. You may not have been expecting that because it seemingly hangs this pawn. We're going to see how it unfolds. So we see a takes, and now the move bishop e5. Now, you've got to be careful here is Wesley So, because, you know, maybe knight g4 ideas and you could be getting checkmated. Magnus Carlsen plays a very nice idea here, though, and he plays the move knight d7. So yes, he's kind of lost his pawn, but it's almost like a call the ambulance, but for who now? Because you're attacking this and you're attacking this. Things have really started to heat up. So it's like, what do you really do here? It's like, you know, maybe you've got his neck, but then he pulls an armbar. You know, do you keep, you know, it's stuff like that. I actually pulled off an armbar today. Pulling off an armbar is a great feeling. So, you know, we've got multiple submissions here. So knight d7 anyway is a double attack. What do? We see the move bishop c7 now. Kind of sacrificing the exchange. And you would expect Magnus to gobble. I know if you're watching this, you wanted to gobble this up straight away. But, you know, we're watching Magnus Carlsen today, and the ex-world champion has a bit of he's got a bit of method to his moves, as you probably would have guessed him being world champion. So he goes rook a to c8, bang, intermediate move, saying, okay, cool, I want to take this, and I want to take this. What are you going to do? Bishop f4, and now he takes. And the big difference here is that now he's taken all of this, but now he's got his rook on this file. Do you see it's the kind of subtle moves, and this is what really separates the good from the great. So here we see the move bit queen e6. Magnus brings his queen back. We see e3 now, e3, and you know, by the way, the material is completely equal. We're completely equal here. This move e3, like I said, when these bishop got exchanged, you know, there's some pretty weak light squares here, and you know, it's Magnus Carlsen, so he's going to exploit these. Anyway, here Magnus Carlsen plays the move knight e7. It's said that the hardest move in chess is the move with the knight backwards, and now knight d4. Since this knight has relinquished control over this square, the knight hops in. What do? Queen d5. We see bishop d6 now. Because the problem is this pawn is under attack, so bishop d6, and now I'll let you pause the video and try find the very nice move Magnus Carlsen played here. He played the move b6, and the reason why this move works is because if you take here, bang, we just take this. And the problem is, you know, you can't really add another defender to this pawn, so it forces Wesley So to take this. So we see, and not even taking back, bang, we see bc5. Intermediate move, so both things are under attack. We see bishop c5 and now rook c5, getting that rook here so we can double up. The material is equal in terms of kind of points. Magnus has 2 rooks, there's a knight and a rook, but Wesley So has 2 pawns in compensation. So, you know, how is this endgame going to unfold? Well, it's about to really kick off. We see the move queen a4, rook e to c8 now, and now queen a6. So Magnus Carlsen kind of just sacrifices another pawn. This is something I notice he does quite a lot. He sacrifices pawns. He's coming in now, though. We see the move h4, and now Magnus should have actually taken here. Instead, he plays a very calm Magnus move and goes king h7, just getting out of any checks, because if his rook was to leave the back rank, then, you know, we could always check the king on g8, so he just gets his king to safety. We see the move queen a4, and now he takes. So we see takes, and bang, queen infiltrates. The queen's infiltrating his territory. We see king e2, and now rook c1 and queen b3. Wesley So is not too sure what to do. We see rook e1, still keeping this queen here to stop the king from escaping. So we see king d2. We see now rook b1. And after queen c2, I'll let you pause the video and find the checkmate in one. Yes, it is queen e1. Congratulations if you found that. And I said the reason why this was weird is because normally in Grandmaster games you don't get a checkmate on the board. Thank you for your time and attention. It's much appreciated. You might enjoy this video. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a good day.